Hey guys, it's Gab. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Gab-ing Sessions. God, this is crazy. I've been waiting to do this for such a long time. I mean, I did film my first YouTube video like 2 months ago and only got around to editing it like literally a week ago. And I've finally posted everything. So we're now up to date. I'm posting on time, finally. But yeah, so welcome to the Gab-ing Sessions. This essentially is kind of a podcast, but not really a podcast. It's more like a venting sesh. Like, that's kind of how I'm viewing it. Might eventually have guests on if I can afford another mic. But yeah, eventually might have guests on, might have some people coming in, chatting, doing whatever. I just think I really wanted a space to kind of talk and vent. So really the Gab-ing Sessions is a podcast that isn't really a podcast, but kind of could be if Spotify wants to give me the £60 million Alex Cooper deal. I'm open. I mean, I'm right here, guys. This is only my first episode, so yeah, bear in mind if there are any technical difficulties, it's not my fault. I already filmed like 20 minutes of this and then my camera died. So I was like, you know what, I'll just start again. It was good practice run, low-key. Also, if I look weird, I'll sort it next video. I just can't be bothered right now. So yeah, let's talk about how we are. Is there anyone else in the room? No, it's just me. Sad fucking life. No, I'm joking. I'm feeling good. I had a bit of a weird day today, low-key. I vlogged for the first time, like out in public, in the wild. It was low-key scary, but it was good. I mean, it's funny, and I'm like filming a vlog over the weekend where also this is, hi. If you guys is watching, say hello. Me and Harry went to Brick Lane, which we live quite close to, but not crazily close. Don't stalk me. When I was there, though, I just kind of felt a bit shit. Like, I've had a bit of a kind of mental thing going on for the past week or so, where I've just had all this energy and all this excitement when we were moving into this new flat. And then we're finally here, moved in, been settled in now for like 18 days we've been here. So with all that, there's all that kind of emotion that you put into it. And like, I put a lot into trying to find us the flat and actually get a place that we loved. So now having kind of that free energy to kind of put into something else has felt a bit weird. And I've tried to put it into this a bit because I did put a lot of energy into finding a flat, a ridiculous amount. Crazy. How are we liking the setup? I mean, I wanted it to be very chill. I'm sat in bed, if you can't tell. We've got my lamp on. I don't actually think you can tell what colour it is right now. It's like a bluey, purpley pink. But yeah, so I just wanted it to be a chill vibe. And yeah, that's kind of the set. And I didn't want like really crazy studio lighting either, because I thought it'd be nicer maybe like if you guys want to watch this before bed and like chill and calm down and like, oh yeah, might even do a bit of ASMR at the end for you guys if you're lucky. I'm joking. Yeah, so I've been kind of in a weird kind of mental block for a bit, and starting this, I'm hoping it's almost going to be a way to kind of vent how I feel out as well. I start uni in literally under 2 weeks now, which is slightly stressful. There's not kind of anything I need to be worried about, because it's not as if I haven't done uni before. Like, I've done 2 years of this now. It's just my third year feels, whoa, that's a big thing. Like, third year, it's the year I graduate. I've got like really 9 months left of uni. But even saying that just makes me feel slightly ill and repulsed, because I can't believe how fast time has gone. Kind of the plan for this, though, I thought I'd let y'all know. With the Gab-ing Sessions, I want it to be a weekly thing. So every Friday, you'll get a post up that will be kind of an hour 45 to an hour and 20 minute long video where I'm just chatting shit, really. Just really talking about whatever's gone on in the week, however I'm feeling. It's something that I really wanted to be a constant, because, I mean, I've already done 2 chatty videos on my channel and I'm doing another one now, but this one kind of is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a sit down chat, an event. And if there's anything anyone wants me to talk about, I'm open to suggestions. I mean, I'm an open book. But yeah, so if that's a thing that you guys want to do, I don't mind. I mean, you lot are watching. If there's anyone out there even watching, I think with this, something I really wanted to do was make it feel very personal and like I could get deeper, because it's not going to be like my other videos from now on. My other videos that I'm making are going to be more kind of, I'm doing things or I'm like with people and it's fun and that. And I wanted to be able to kind of have a space to get a bit deeper and talk a bit more freely for a longer period of time with less editing. Kind of the format that I'm hoping to kind of do is talk about what I've done in the week, talk about how I've dealt with it, and then maybe open myself up to some hot topics. Whatever I've picked up on has been crazy in the week, things that are like going wild on social media, that sort of thing. So yeah, I plan on this being a bit of a mix of everything, just a sit down chat, and eventually probably some people that come and sit in and have a chat with me. So yeah, I mean, let me start talking about what I've done this week then. So this week it's my second official week living in my new flat, which has been a very interesting experience. I mean, it's the first time I've ever been in a private rent situation and ever really been in my own flat. Being in student accom for 2 years was a great decision, but then again as well was something I did kind of out of ease and thinking it's not going to be a crazy experience to try and find a flat, which it was. If you want to hear that story, go to the second video I posted. I did it kind of out of ease, and the fact that there was 7 of us all living together in second year, all chose to live with each other and did it that way in student accom. I don't regret that at all. I think I lived 2 years in an area. I lived in the same student accom for 2 years and hated the area in the first year, so didn't think I would love it in the second year, and I didn't. I just loved the fact that I was with the people I was with. And now even just 2 weeks into being in this flat, we're in an area where things are going on, and it's just such a different experience. I feel like, in a sense, I robbed myself of really what London was like, because even though it was probably the cheaper option and like the easiest option doing student accom, it wasn't the best, I don't think. I think it probably wouldn't have been a better thing if we last year had ended up getting a flat altogether, 7 of us somehow, in an area that we all liked, private rent wise. But I mean, I can't go back and change that. But for now, my literal immediate reaction to living here is, thank God I did this. Thank God I ended up going into private rent. And thank God I'm in the flat I'm in. I feel very lucky. I feel very fortunate that I can live in London and that I can have the experience that I'm having and live with the people I'm living with, because I love them very, very much, and I love my flat very much, and I feel so fortunate. Me and Harry, who is my flatmate, who eventually you guys will probably meet. I talk about him all the time because I'm with him all the time. No, but me and Harry we sit downstairs every night because we're the only 2 people moved in at the moment. June is coming soon, and we have a chat about kind of what we are thinking or dealing with, whatever. And it's such a nice way to end the day. I feel very fortunate to have that. So, love you, Harry, if you're watching. Probably isn't. He sees too much of me, as is. Okay, let me actually get back on track of what I was saying about what I've done this week. So this week, I've been out a couple times. I went out. We had a friend over, Tanaka, if you're watching. She probably isn't again. We lived with Tanaka in second year. So it was so lovely to see her, because obviously, like, we all moved out in mid to late August. So we haven't seen each other for a couple weeks. Whereas we all lived together and saw each other every day. So it's just been weird. Like, even in this flat now, it's like I live with just Harry at the moment, in June to come, but we were used to having like 7 people in there all the time, like crazily. It was so intense but brilliant. Again, wouldn't change it. But so that was lovely having Tanaka over. And we went out, we went on like a mini little pub crawl, which was really fun. And we ended up like getting, or Tanaka did at least, she ended up getting to this like discussion with this random guy at the second bar we went to, all kind of about politics and like, would you fight for your country? And it was a very interesting conversation to listen to. I don't know if I'm gonna like go in depth with that because, whoa, it's the first episode, come on, like let's keep it a bit light. No, so that, yeah, we did that Sunday, oh, that might have been last week, I don't know, I haven't got a clue. But anyway, that's been recent. What else have I done? I need to like go back through. I've been really focused on trying to get this YouTube channel up and running. Thank you to anyone that has actually been watching and has enjoyed so far. It's not perfect. It's not gonna be. I mean, it's my first time doing this properly. I've always dreamt of doing this. When everyone always kind of wanted to be a YouTuber, so did I, but I never really lost that dream and never lost that kind of want to post videos online. There's really something quite therapeutic about it to me. So, but yeah, so it's not going to be perfect. My videos are new. I'm literally just getting in the groove of like trying to edit and do everything and like be on time with things. But this is something that will definitely be a constant every Friday. Watch out. And the nice thing about this is that it will be a bit less edited. So if you're not the sort of person that wants really, really edited videos or like just really hectic videos and you like things that are more calm, this is probably the type of video for you, like a sit down, chill podcast type of vibe. So that's something that's been really, really good and just enjoyable. Like, it's a dream I've had for a long time. So actually getting to do that is wild within itself. It's so crazy because you never think that you're going to be able to like kind of fulfill a dream fully. And this is never going to be about the people viewing it or whatever. It's more to do with like, I've dreamt about doing this for my entire life. And in reality, I'm doing something that 15-year-old me would be so happy I'm doing, and would be almost like really probably quite happy with the way I'm doing it as well. Actually, I was going to talk about that as well. Kind of, me and Harry, we had a conversation the other night talking about, I guess I was more talking to him about my younger self, and I really kind of think I am in a position now where my younger self would be, not in awe, but would be very happy with the person I've become. There was a time in my life where I didn't think I'd be able to kind of be the person I wanted to be, and I might one day get into that, who knows. But yeah, there was that, and I think when you've dealt with that and when you've like experienced that sort of thing, it sticks with you. And then I've kind of got to this point in my life now where I feel content about the person I am. I feel happy with the people I'm surrounded by, and I'm happy with the person I've become, and I feel proud of who I've become, which I've had a lot of things that kind of pushed me back or done whatever, and that's a thing in itself. But actually, if 15-year-old me could see me now and the success I've had and how well I've done kind of doing fashion journalism at university, if 15-year-old me knew that I was like doing a crazy like fashion related course, she would be so happy and so in awe of that, which I think is a really lovely feeling, that I'm finally kind of at that point in my life where I get to reflect rather than wish on what I'm going to become. So yeah, that's Maybe that's a bit corny. I don't know. I don't really care if it is. Oh yeah, what else have I done this week? I keep fucking tangenting. Currently, we are living without Wi-Fi. Well, we're not, but we kind of are. So we had the engineers come in on the day after we moved in to try and set up our Wi-Fi. Which I was like, oh, perfect. Like, it's going to be brilliant. Got a great deal on it. And then turns out he couldn't do it. I was like, okay. Well, it's now the 18th and we still don't have Wi-Fi. We do have Wi-Fi. It's not ours though. And we're using someone else's, which is fine. But yeah, so we actually aren't paying for Wi-Fi. But the bright side is, because we're 18 days down the line, we actually are getting like reimbursed. We're not even paying yet, but for the amount of time that we've not got Wi-Fi for, I think we get like £6.24 a day, something like that, in credit. So I don't think we're going to be paying for Wi-Fi for like the next 4 months, hopefully, depending on like how long it takes to get fixed, maybe even longer. Who knows? So yeah, that's been kind of good, even though it's been bad and annoying, but like kind of good low key. Also, with the set, I know I like briefly mentioned the set earlier. It's not a set, it's my fucking room. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm hoping to get like a piece of art up here, something to kind of make this look a bit more interesting, because as of right now it's a light in my bed and me, which, I mean, it's the most interesting thing ever. Like, why would you need anything else? It's me. I'm joking. No, but yeah, I'm hoping to kind of get something up here, maybe another light there, something that kind of brings in a bit more fun. Should we talk about the hot topics then? Because I mean, I've kind of run out. I've done a lot of talking this week on like 2 different videos where I feel like all I'm doing is chatting about the same thing. So I don't want to kind of bore everyone. But I've got a few hot topics. There's one that on there that I'm not going to talk about, but actually, I'm just, fuck it, I'll just talk about it. So as you all know, in the past week, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I tried to film this whole segment before, but I didn't know really what to say, because I think it's like a really odd topic to talk about. And it's also just been talked about by everyone at this point. I think it's a very weird situation, because he is a huge political figure. As much as we may not want to kind of view him like that, he is. He had a massive influence and had a huge influence on a lot of very right-wing people, obviously. So with that comes the negativity. He was a very hateful person. He didn't like anyone that kind of had any sort of difference than him, and was very open with his distaste for the LGBTQ plus community, people being pro-choice, people of minority backgrounds, anything like that, and even just like women's rights in general. So when he was assassinated, obviously there's this element of shock that comes into it. I think we've all moved on from that discussion of this is a shocking thing, because it happened, and it's not the first time it has happened, or something like this has happened. Like JFK, for example, he was president and was assassinated. But when we look at actually the impact, we didn't have, social media is very new, and things like this happen and then create an even bigger thing. Obviously someone losing their life is a huge thing, but social media turns it into a gargantuan thing, something that is overtly horrendous and crazy, and so many opinions, and an absurd thing. I think there's this kind of whole discussion now of, well, should we have empathy towards him, and should we be empathetic? And I think, one, he wasn't an empathetic person to anyone. He didn't care. His whole kind of thing was really, I guess, kind of not having empathy. So it's hard to have empathy for someone, I think, that is as horrible and vile as he was. one, I do believe that people deserve to be kind of left alone in a sense. And I also think that he would absolutely fucking love the fact that everyone is talking about his political opinions and what he did and the person that he was. I think he would really get off on it, which almost makes me not want to talk about it. But I do think there's kind of this, obviously this discussion about the empathy thing, and you can't, I mean, this discussion about the empathy thing, you can't be empathetic. I think there's a difference between being empathetic and feeling a bit bad. You can feel bad because at the end of the day, someone has lost their husband and their dad. That's one thing. Like, it is sad within that regard to an extent. Not to like a, oh my God, I'm sobbing about it, because I'm not. I think it happens every day. People lose their mums and dads all the time, or their parents all the time to murders. For example, the people in Gaza right now going through a genocide. A lot of kids are losing their mums and dads or parents, and a lot of parents are losing their children. So when you look at it like that, it immediately becomes a lot harder to be empathetic, because he had no empathy towards the people in Gaza. He didn't care. And yeah, anyway, it's a rough one. I don't think I really want to go any more into it, just purely because I don't think there's any need to. Everyone else is covering it, and I'm not really the person you probably want to hear it from, low-key. Anyway, let's talk about something a bit more lighthearted. I wanted to talk about, actually, so I saw that obviously Overcompensating, if you guys have watched it, I actually haven't watched it. It's been renewed for a season 2. But at the same time Overcompensating season 1 came out, Adults had come out just before. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have watched Adults. Personally, right now, it's one of my favorite series that's come about. I think it's so amazing and so brilliant and so true to kind of its audience, which would be kind of people my age, Gen Z, that sort of thing. I think something I wanted to bring up about that is currently we don't have like sitcoms or series that are really, I would say, really, really directed towards Gen Z or our generation. And I think a lot of previous generations had that. I view it as a bit sad, because we've lost this element of media that was so prevalent for so long. Like, I always go back to the people in the 90s and the early 2000s that had Sex and the City and grew up with that and were in their 30s at the same time that Sarah Jessica Parker was running around calling herself Carrie and was in her 30s. We don't necessarily have that. We don't have like an extent of programs that all are directed towards us as in this generation. And I think that show is like a true example of a sitcom that would be classed as that. So if any of you haven't watched it, please go watch it, because I need to talk to people about it. I got Harry to go and watch it. I've actually watched it 3 times now, which is really, really bad. But it's only like 4 hours long to watch the first season, but it is fucking brilliant. It's so good. Go and give it a watch. You'll love it. If you don't, send me hate mail. I don't know. Oh, shall I give you guys some kind of insight into this flat and the day of the move in? So I know I talked a lot about getting this flat, and since we've moved in, on my second video where I was like doing a little catch up, I didn't actually tell you guys what happened on move-in day, which I think could be quite an interesting little chat. So we moved on the 1st September, as I'd said previously, and everything was in line. It was all perfect. We're all ready. I'm gonna get there by, I think I was gonna get here at like 1:30 or 1 o'clock, something like that. It's all going to plan. So I get a call from the estate agent I've been dealing with, and he goes, how far are you away? And I'm like, I'm like half an hour now, like I'm not too far. And he said, oh, I just need to pre-warn you, the flat hasn't been cleaned. And I was like, what? This was supposed to be cleaned like a day ago. Like we're supposed to be moving into a clean flat. And he was like, I know the cleaning company cancelled on me. Bear in mind they didn't, but it's a different thing. So we end up getting to the flat. I get here kind of first, I think, meet up with him. Immediately open the door and go, what the fuck? The flat had been left in a state. There was food all in the fridge. It was minging. Honestly, it was so gross. There was fruit flies. I was trying to be positive. I was trying to be like, oh, I love it. Like, I'm so happy. But in actual fact, I was like, oh my God. And Sue, my aunt, was with me and she kept going, this is grim. And she's like, oh, this is gross. And I was like, Sue, stop. It's lovely. I love it. Because I don't even think I could have like dealt with it at that point. So we then ended up having to wait 6 hours in total for the flat to be fully cleaned. And we weren't able to like fully move our things in, do anything because it hadn't been cleaned. Bear in mind, I've travelled like 120 miles. June's done about the same. So yeah, that was a whole thing. It was not the perfect moving day. I was expecting to be like, oh, this is so lovely and so nice. Fuck that. It was a load of fucking bollocks. And as well, one of the things we also dealt with was like, well, the carpets were fucking gross. It was so minging. I was like, ugh. So then 2 days later, we had a carpet cleaner come in. The carpets went 3 shades lighter. Like, honestly, maybe even 4. Like, honestly, like, I thought the carpets were dark brown. They're light brown. They're fully light brown. Like, actually, I think I'm going to wrap this first episode up here. I honestly don't really have anything else to say right now. I've done a bit too much talking and it was only supposed to be an introductory episode. So let me know if you guys have enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.